Because we are tired and drowsy and hungry all the time.
I think that's typical for
Yeah.
that is very typical. Let me just check that. That is very typical for a person who's just started the first batch of 1 week. I think it's going to take a little bit to
Mm.
go to the next level. I'm not sure about that.
Well, it is the first time that I fasted ever in my life, actually. I didn't fast before. So
What?
it's very challenging.
Seriously,
Yeah,
I can
really.
I can feel that in your voice. But what's that's very special thing. I mean, this is interesting. It's like
Um,
somebody who got to
I
30
couldn't
and he hasn't
bear
tasted coffee
fasting
before.
before.
So
Mm-mm.
what's
I couldn't bear it before. I don't know why. I couldn't tolerate fasting. When I was young, I was so skinny and I barely kept my hemoglobin to the lower normal levels. So I couldn't fast.
well, I think it's
And
uh there
mm,
is I mean, it's quite interesting. There is this saying in English that we commonly hear among speakers, and the saying states this: ignorance is a bliss. And that means
mm,
sometimes when you are ignorant, it's a
mm,
bless from God. And
mm,
it just gives you the peace of mind because you
mm,
have uh, no idea about what's going on inside your body and what kind of diseases
mm,
that you are worried
mm, mm,
about, or the kind of germs that come across you, or bacteria, or any kind of
of course.
risks and dangers of living with people who breathe different kind of
Mm,
viruses in your face. um,
mm,
we are totally ignorant about that to some extent, but for a bacteriologist or a virologist or somebody in the field of biology, they're always like very phobia oriented when it comes to this. And I can see that with you. But I mean, it's healthy. But tell me about this feeling, like, because it's very interesting, like having a person like reaching the age of 30 or 30 plus and he hasn't experienced the feeling of fasting. Well, how is it like for you this year? What has changed, like in terms of routine, in terms of biology, in terms of
mm.
metabolism in your body?
What happened is that in last year, the 2020, I
Huh?
had the intermittent fasting lifestyle.
Hmm.
Um, it is not the same concept, but it's also included 16 hours of fasting of
Hmm.
food and drinking only water and some tea and coffee without sugar. So I think this gave me the power to have to decide that I would fast this year. Um, it is not hard. I didn't feel hungry so much or thirsty, but palpitation, drowsiness, the inability to speak or open your mouth just to bear the situations. These are the things that I'm suffering from. um when you are a parent and you are responsible for a child, there's no room for rest. I see
Tell
all
me about
other
it.
people has yeah, all the other people can sleep, can take a nap, can but I cannot. I have to run
Okay.
after him the whole
Well,
day. So this is so exhausting.
can you imagine tripling this? Um,
Yes, you have 3 kids. Oh my God. Oh my God, I had
they
headache.
are
I
pretty much
already
the
had
same age,
headache.
but it like what they did today just exceeded the threshold of craziness to the point that I started laughing. And I mean, it's really embarrassing to say, but they're like crazy. Um, I had to wake up early in the morning just because we do the suhoor
Mm,
and just taking the early suhoor meal
mm,
and getting ready for imsak and then just proceeding with your
mm,
day. Either you hibernate, you sleep, or you just keep awake
mm.
the whole night until dawn, until like
Yeah.
the whole day breaks its face. So um, they woke up around 8 a.m. and they started like walking around, and they're not like walking like normal kids. They're not normal.
They are jumping, yes, and
They're like
the ground is a trampoline,
chimpanzee,
not a ground.
really like chimpanzees, just jumping over. But the only thing that is missing is that we don't have trees inside the house, so it's so they take everything that is considered furniture and make it trees, so they jump over it. And they start like messing around, sending gases here and there, and doing crazy things. So I was
Yeah,
trying to write.
and they will not understand that you are fasting and you are tired.
Well,
It is your
no,
job
that's
and
not within
duty
their. That's
to
not.
do.
That's
Yeah,
not in their agenda. So I was trying to write piece of. Well, I'm writing my dissertation for PhD, and I normally like I have this consistent daily routine. Like I wake up early in the morning and I have my coffee next to me, and then I start thinking about how to design a model that can ideally analyze the media text to an extent that can literally tell people where this channel is coming from and what's their political orientation, whether Democrat or Republican. It's a kind of theory that we're working on. And so the first one just jumped into the room, and I said, well, I'm doing my homework, and please go to your mom, just say hi to her, just stay away. So once I dismissed this person, there's another chimpanzee just jumped over. There are only 1 year difference between them. And he did the biological thing of just doing something, exiting from the other side. And I was like, oh my God. So I took him to his mom, took care of that. While she's replacing his clothing, the first one jumped upstairs. So it was just hanging with the stairs, and it was really risky. So we had to, both of us, freak out and jump upstairs just to snatch him before he falls. Once we did that, the other person was just jumping on the furniture, and all of that mess was in like half an hour. So, I totally feel you.
It happened repeatedly for half an hour during the whole day.
No.
So just count how many half hours of dangerous
it's like
situations.
It's countless. So I was just before I start our meeting, I texted her and I said, just send, like, her parents are like very close to us, like they are in the proximity of my house. So I told her, just take them to their house
and told them that I'm not their daddy, just go away from me.
So because I have a class and I just need to kindly and be very emotionally ready without any sticks or slippers or flip-flops flying around or screaming around. So she took them there, and I'm talking with you right now. They just returned, and I totally am expecting a sudden attack on the door in any moment. So if that happens, just be patient. It's totally fine. But this is the hidden part of my life, probably, that we haven't talked a little bit about before. So the point, the moral lesson, I totally understand the kind of catastrophe you're going through from the point they wake up to the point that they go to sleep. And even post going to sleep, of course.
Of course.
So how has all of that helped you emotionally or psychologically speaking? Like because I know that you never decide to do fasting or observe fasting unless there is some sort of moral or psychological or metaphysical kind of reason for you that you truly believe in order to decide to do fasting or to observe fasting. So tell me a little bit about that. Like, how is this year different from last year? Because I have just noted here why did you do the intermittent fasting? I just took that as a note because I was trying to ask you this question. So before I forget.
Okay. I get jealous actually from everybody else. They can bear and tolerate fasting and cannot. So I decided to try my best. Because every year I'm the only one who is not fasting. I'm the only one who is out of the rule. And I believe that my body tolerated physically because of the intermittent fasting. It helped me to tolerate the ordinary fasting. The reason why I changed my lifestyle is, as I told you before, that I gained a lot of weight, around 20 kilos after pregnancy. So I didn't have any mechanism to get rid of the excess weight.
Excessive weight.
Like I don't have the time for, yes, I don't have the time for sport or gym, or I cannot do the like keto diet or certain food diet, those kinds of very exhausting regimes. So I don't know how I got to know about the intermittent fasting, but I'm thankful for the person who led me to it. I think it was my friend.
Would you please tell me a little bit more details about it?
It is, you know, yeah, I will tell you, yeah. It is like your day will be divided into two portions. Like the first one, 16 hours, and the second one is 8 hours. It is 16 hours of fasting and 8 hours of eating. During the 16 hours, you have to eat 2 to 3 meals with no snacks. And but you know, it will be very small, and the calories should be calculated. And the most important thing, that you have to stay away from sugar and all its anything related. And after that, you have the you can eat, you can drink water, you can drink sorry, I said 16 hours of fasting, only fasting. So you have to take only water, anything with caffeine, with zero sugar, and 8 hours of eating. So you divide your meals during that period.
Okay.
I think it's now I don't know, 18 months or more, 20 months of intermittent fasting, and I lost about 22 kilos without any effort, really. I didn't feel it. Like, you know, I saw some of the changes after 16 months.
Oh, wow.
6 months, sorry, after 6 months. So it's a very long period, but it was very effective. Like when I lost weight, I was having, you know, knee joint pain and lower back pain. I just forget about these things. I could have the power to move around, to climb up the stairs like 20 to 30 times a day. So I believed that I could fast this year.
Okay. I believe I can fly. So now the other interesting question that I'm very curious about this kind of intermittent fasting, because to my understanding, when you said intermittent fasting, the existing idea in my mind was about fasting like regular fasting every Monday and Thursday, because this is how regularly people do to some extent in the conservative societies, where like they fast every Monday and Thursday because they think it has some blessing implication for that, regardless of that. But the idea is, this is what I thought. Now, what you're telling me is completely transformational.
Yes.
It's completely different. And that's why I find it very fascinating. So how
No,
can you
it's
be?
not about the days, or it's just. It,
It looks like Lent.
yeah, it's not about certain days that you fast. It's about dividing your day into
Okay.
fasting and eating. And
Okay.
even during your fasting, you can drink some of the
So to me, it
beverages
seems
that can help you to tolerate.
to
Yeah.
me it seems like Lent, Lent, which is the Christian version of fasting for Muslims. Lent, where they stop eating, I think, meat.
Yeah, probably, yes, I think.
Okay. Now, interesting. Now, why 6 months? Like, why? How do you persevere for 6 months? What kind of energy?
Because if you are taking it from the biological aspect or the biochemistry side of you, you will have you need time. Yes, yes, exactly. You will need a time in order to make your body know how to burn the fat in your body. Because what happened is that you will depend on like you are turning into a burning machine, turning your body into a fat burning machine. So this needs time, because your body is not used to burn fat. It's just storing fat. So this like chemical reaction will need a lot of time.
I am not sure if there is a delay in my voice, but my question was, can you walk me through the process of how the body can mechanically burn fat using this process of intermittent fasting?
Yeah, there's a little delay, and it.
My question was, can you walk me through? Do you hear me? Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you now.
Can you walk me through the process? Can you walk me through the process of how the body burns fat through this process?
When you are counting only on protein and fat in your body, and not only on carbohydrates, like when you eat a meal, like the ordinary meals consisting of rice with some broth and some meat in it. So when you eat that meal, the body will count only on carbohydrates to get some energy and glucose out of it. So it will digest the rice only, and it will keep the other things and the proteins that you had in your meal to store it in your body as glycogen, and after that as fat, and it will be stored in your body. But when you will deprive your body from carbohydrate, then you will force it to use the protein as a source of energy. This process will need a lot of time in order to happen. And as you are taking a lesser amount of meals and depending only on the proteins, then you will have energy that lasts for a longer time, because the energy that occurs from burning proteins and fat is higher than carbohydrates. And of course, you are eating very small amount of meals, so you will need more and more energy. So the body will count on the fat and other type of stored glycogen in the body to produce the energy. So this is the main concept.
It's a scientific
there are a lot
formula.
of details. I'm not worried about it.
So it's a scientific formula to trick your brain.
Yes, it is something.
To take the fat out of your body and burn it.
Out of your body, yeah, because you are not eating any calories
Mhm.
that will be burned and turned into energy.
Well, how
Then
can
the body will need it from another sources.
I think it's really fascinating to lose 20 kilos. This is like victory. This is like triumph. How could you accomplish this
Of
kind of
course. Like, you know,
amazing
when
feat?
I remember myself looking in the mirror, I couldn't recognize myself like a few months after childbirth. It
Mhm.
wasn't me. I was skinny and I was the Cinderella girl among my friends. But when I was looking at myself, I saw a monster there. I'm not
Wow.
used to go to shop for clothes, and my size is XX large or triple X large. This was a disaster for me.
Mhm.
I used to have medium, small size. I couldn't bear the idea. Actually, I cannot stand that heaviness. You know,
Mhm.
I couldn't step on to walk 2 steps and without feeling so tired.
Okay.
And beside that, I have a condition in my heart which is very common. Most of the people have it, called the mitral valve prolapse, and it is like very common among the women.
Mhm.
This excess weight make my condition worsen. So
Okay.
I couldn't bear palpitation and then uh, like the amount of exertion that I need to accomplish a very simple task. So I said, no, that's it. I have to fight for that.
This is the turning
So now
point
I
in your
find
weight
like
loss process.
yeah, yes,
Mhm.
yes, yeah.
Who and what? Who for people and what
Mm,
for the kind of
mm,
circumstances that helped you um, stay consistent with this challenge of losing 20 weight? Because I think deep in your mind, you were not planning to lose 20 kilos. Probably you put some kind of threshold for yourself. But who
mm,
helped you through this whole 6 months journey, and what kind of circumstances helped you to achieve this? Because this is a very good message for people who are overweight, and they
mm,
need some stimuli or motivation
mm.
to overcome this kind
Yes.
of challenge. Would you please tell us about who and what?
You make me remember one stimulus that
You see,
it made me so sad
I
actually, but
really,
it was a
I mean,
very good trick.
can I say
Mm,
something? This is chapter
yes.
2 of your motherhood book.
Of course.
I'm serious. Like, this can
Yeah.
be chapter 2.
Yeah, it came into my mind. Yes, one of the challenges. Yes, I thought about it previously.
So yeah, please. What and who and what?
Um, I remember one time that I went to my parents' house, and my father, like, he is a very supportive father, and he's very amazing person. But
Hmm.
he said to me that I cannot recognize you. You are not the one that we are used to know you. You do
What?
not eat this much. And yeah, he was afraid of me because, you know, he knew my heart condition, and he knew about my health, so he didn't want me to get sick or something.
Uh
Like
huh.
I was just adding a lot of kilos to my my weight every time I went there. So he said, I don't want you to be sick. I don't want you to have like a high blood pressure or to have diabetes. You have a child now, and you have to take care of your health, not only about not to be take care of his health only. You have to be healthy at the first place. So this is the first thing and first like a stimulus, as we said, that helped me to start thinking about weight loss. The other thing is that you know, my mother also wanted to have some sport and to reduce her weight because she's getting old, and she don't want to her to have a high cholesterol level and to, you know, those aging processes. So we decided to start diets together, and to have exercise and sport together. I remember that my dad bought us a treadmill and some of the, you know, that the weights for lifting, like I don't know what does it
bench
called,
press, probably
weights
bench press.
for training. Yes, he bought it for us. Of course, Jafar was very supportive to me. Like he didn't like he didn't comment any like didn't give any negative comments about me, because you know, he knew that this is not something out of my control. But he helped me, like in shopping the low calorie food, and bringing a lot of vegetables to the house, and reading the ingredients with me. Like he helped me also, like you know, there is a drink that's called it's not soda, I don't know what it's called, but it is I think a water with minerals. I don't know what does it called in English.
Mineral water.
I don't know what does it called, but mineral water. Yes, mineral water. Right. It is not available. It's not easy available, so he had to
It's not
go
accessible
to
in all
shops
stores. Yeah.
very far away. Yeah. Yes, and bring a lot for me, because it helped me also in losing weight, because it makes you feel so full. And you say the other part. What is the
What kind of circumstances? Because some people sometimes
part?
come across certain motivational circumstances that just make them super powerful about the kind of mission or the kind of goal that they have deep in their mind when it comes to accomplishing that goal. And this is what I'm pretty much asking
I
about.
had a disc. Yeah, I had disc prolapse during a pregnancy, and like the excessive weight is also a negative idea regarding that subject, because when you go to the doctor, the first thing that he said, you have to lose some weight. I had a terrible back pain, and I couldn't walk 2 steps without like breathing so hard, and having palpitation, and like the tiny task that you can accomplish in few minutes, I had to take like half an hour or an hour to accomplish that task. So I felt that it's because I'm overweight, and my heart is not helping me. So these are the things that helped me to do it. And I saw a lot of difference after about 1 month of exercising. Like climbing up the stairs was something horrible to me. It was a nightmare, and I have to do this task 3 to 4 times a day at least. So now I can run with 1 step without feeling so tired, or without having hyperpnea or something like that.
May I ask what your weight is right now?
It's 68.
Okay.
And you know, it's very it's very big number, but I'm 172 centimeter tall, so
well, listen, I think that's
the
very
ideal weight for my tall.
That's very ideal.
Yeah.
I go to gym and I'm 79 kilograms, and I want to be 85 because I'm trying to gain more muscle. So you know, you gain more muscle. I don't know if you see that in the camera, but because of Ramadan, it just hit me really hard. Now, no matter what kind of protein I have, no matter what kind of mechanical training I do, it's not going to contribute to me gaining weight, because we try to gain muscle mass, not fat. Well,
Yes.
we need
Yeah.
some fat because we do that for training particularly. But it seems to us the whole formula, the whole thing is different. Like me personally, I wish I
Yeah.
can gain 5 more kilograms because this is going to help me lift more weight at the
Yes.
gym, you know.
And have more muscle
But
mass.
you mentioned something quite interesting. Why do you not go to gym?
I don't have time.
What do you mean I don't
I
have
don't have
time?
time. And like, where should I put my baby at that time? I mean, when I
Oh,
go
okay.
to gym,
Okay. So
everybody,
you
yeah,
need some sort of nursery for that.
I needed help in that part, but like everybody has, like they have college, they have their jobs, and they are not do not have time for me, so I couldn't go to the gym at that time. Now I'm having a gym in my home.
Which
We
is
have
good.
the treadmill, we
It's
have
it's
the tools that help us. Yeah, yeah. Mm-mm.
I think it's
I'm
good.
thinking. I thought about going to swimming pools when my baby. Yeah.
Well, home gym is good, but it's not the same as the real gym. There is this kind of
Of course. Yeah.
group or team motivation that when you see people exercising and doing workout, heavy lifting,
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
it gives you like really humongous amount of energy just to carry on and do more excessive exercise and workout.
Yes.
And this is what I like about going to public gyms. But now because of COVID-19 and the whole complications, it's
Mm-mm.
not ideal
Yes.
actually, since
Mm-mm.
everybody is touching the tools that you're using at the gym, and you just need to always sanitize yourself and just make
Of
sure that
course.
you do not get that kind of
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
virus, and just avoid
Mm-mm.
getting into some
Mm-mm.
social distancing. It's not going to help. It's not conducive to good training. um
Yes.
Shifting,
Mm.
since we're talking about workouts, the next type of workout that we are going to do is related in some sort of our mind, not to our physical body
Mm.
and our physique, and that is related to IELTS. um
Mm.
we've been working some sort of off and on writing, and we've been doing speaking practice, and you're pretty good at that.
Mm.
You're a very professional and fluent English speaker, and I highly hail you and compliment you for this beautiful language that is just coming out of your mouth. However,
Mm.
when it comes to
Mm.
writing, the case is a little bit tricky, especially when it comes to
Mm.
spelling, to word choice, to vocabulary, to grammar
Mm.
range of expressions that we have. And it gets
Mm.
trickier when it comes to resolving the IELTS task 1 and 2. There are two components
Mm.
in writing. The first task is for 40 minutes,
Mm.
and it's the one that you have to write approximately 300 words, talking about a
Mm.
topic that I will give you to write an essay about. And that topic is: some children find some particular school subjects difficult, for example, math
Mm.
or philosophy. So these subjects
Mm.
should be optional rather than compulsory. To what extent do you
Mm.
agree or disagree? Now, this is something. Give me a second. So, to what extent do you agree or disagree? So, in this essay, you are going to write convincing essay. You're not just going to write a
Mm.
narrative to tell people about your opinion, but to have them agree with the opinion that you're presenting, whether with or against. The evaluator of the
Mm.
IELTS exam is not going to judge you whether you agree or disagree to delete
Of course.
the topic of
Mm.
religion from school system or not. They are going to
Mm.
judge you based on 4 criteria that we have talked about. The good thing
Yes.
is that for
Yes.
task 1 and task 2, you are judged by the same criteria. You're going to be judged by task achievement or
Mm.
task completion. You are going to be judged by the cohesion and coherence of your essay. you're going to be judged by the grammatical range and accuracy, and you are going to be judged by what else do we have? Grammatical range and accuracy, task achievement, cohesion and coherence, and lexical diversity, which is vocabulary, like how many good vocabulary you have.
Yes.
We have talked a little bit about task number 2, which is the major one that takes 40 minutes. And then we are shifting to talk about task number 1, which is for 20 minutes. And we'll just go back and forth, oscillating back and forth between task 1 and task 2, because they are really significant and they are important, like truly important. The good thing about task number 1 is that it takes only 20 minutes and you only have to write 150 words maximum. Maybe you can go 10 words more. But you have to be very careful about your wording, W-O-R-D-I-N-G. You have to be very careful about your wording. Now, how do you be careful about your wording? Because you're going to be presented with charts, a variety of charts. Now, the chart you are going to see, maybe you haven't seen before, but you have seen examples like it before. So assuming that this is the case, let's have a look at this model here. And that's why we decided to go to Moodle tonight, because I just wanted to show you this. So we are on the same page when it comes to discussing it. I will share you with detailed file that is pertaining to the same tasks, so we can just become very familiar with it and how to resolve part of it. Of course, I'm not going to be able to help you 100% when it comes to whatever content you are going to write in the test time. But what happens once you understand the structure, you understand the philosophy of why they ask you to write this, they just need to see that you can analyze and report data to people in a way that is understood. So taking the whole thing from this chart and then just converting that into comprehensible or understood simplistic kind of language. I always go with the idea of just keep it simple, because this is my slogan. This is my motto. This is the way you reach out to people's heart and become understood. Are you with me? Do you hear me?
Hello?
Do you hear me? Zainab, do you hear me?
Hello?
I hear you. Do you hear me? Do you hear me, Zainab? Do you hear me?
Hello?
Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Do you hear me?
Okay, that now is good.
Okay.
Hello?
Do you hear me now or not?
Yes, yes.
Okay, perfect. Now I'll just share this. I'll just share this with you again, if you can hear me.
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. So I'll just run the share again here. Give me 1 second. We're just going through this particular one. Now, do you see the shared screen or not?
Okay.
Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So
yeah, I can see.
You should spend around or about 20 minutes on this task. The chart below shows the different levels of post-school qualifications, blah, 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 in Australia, and blah, 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 proportions of men and women who held them in 1999. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons when relevant. Write at least 150 words. So starting from 150 words. So on average, 15 lines to 20 lines. Now, this chart shows
Okay.
us, this chart, I'm pretty sure that you are familiar with this sort of charts because you've seen it at some point in your life before. It has some vertical and horizontal data. So we just need to take each piece of this data in a sequential order and present it. So we have the females in green and the
Okay.
males in blue. And we have from 0 to 100% percentage, and starting
Okay.
from skilled vocational diploma to undergraduate diploma to bachelor's degree, post uh, postgraduate diploma and master's, who range between 0 and 60 here. So the males got 60% of post
Okay.
qualifications in Australia in 1999. So the chart below shows us the different levels. So the different levels of postgraduates, post-school qualifications. In Australia, that's point number 2. Proportion of men and women who held them in 19. These are very important data we have to be very careful about. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features. So we are going to talk about the main features here and make comparisons where relevant. Okay, so we are going to make comparisons. We are just going to focus on the main details. But in general, we just need to tell people, on average, post-school qualifications in Australia in 1999. Are we good? This is a typical answer.
Okay.
This is what I just wanted to show you because it's very simplistic. There
Okay.
are hundreds of them online and everyone is different. But I chose this one because it's straightforward to some extent. Now, what we are going to do, we are just going to analyze a model of answer. We're going to look at the wording that they use in this model, because we are going to take advantage of this in our next activity when we work on one that is similar to this. Remember that this model should be completed in 20 minutes. So the idea is not you're in a marathon against time to write 150 minimum words in 20 minutes. So it's challenging in terms of time. It's not challenging in terms of wording or writing. Let's have a look here. First of all, they start with an introduction. So the bar chart shows. The word shows is very important. Just keep it in mind. The bar chart. So it's a bar chart.
Yes.
Because he's taking the chart below. So he's using the word chart from the question, putting that in here. He's just adding the bar because they are bars. Shows the difference between the percentage.
Bars, yes.
Okay, so he's taking the word percentages. Where is percentages? Summarize the information. Post-qualification in Australia.
And from the chart, percentage.
Percentage. So percentages here. Males and females. Okay? Between the percentage of males and females. And different, he's using the word different. You see that? He's not just saying in post-school qualifications in Australia, because he's adding the word different. Yes. Overall is very important point to start with, generally speaking. Why is he saying overall? Because he's trying to say the main features. You see?
Main features.
Because he's just summarizing not every piece of details here. He's just summarizing the main features.
Yeah, the main features.
So he's using the word overall. Women had the highest share into qualifications. Now, what are the highest shares into qualifications? Now, undergraduates.
Diploma.
And bachelor degree. See? Others, they got males more. So he just randomly chose undergraduate. But why did he start with females? Well, ladies first. So he started with women. Now, is this necessarily the case how we should start? No. They can compare the masters, for example, saying that 60% were males, while 40% for females. But he's wording, like, see how he words that. women had, so
Mm.
he's using past because he's reporting. Okay, he's
Mm.
using reporting.
Yes.
Summarize the information by selecting and reporting. When we do reporting, we use past simple or present perfect and make comparisons. So he doesn't use present simple, although sometimes it's preferable to use present simple if you are worried about forgetting how to say one word in past. So the highest share in two qualifications, while men ranked. He's using the word ranked first in 3. So males 1, 2, and 3 are ranked higher, which is master and what? Do you see the screen or not?
Diploma.
Diploma and
Yeah.
vocational.
Master diploma.
These are the blues for male.
Like postgraduate diploma and skilled. Yeah.
Perfect. Now, first and 3, the highest figures for women and men were reported. He's saying, so past simple again, ranked, where reported.
Yes.
The consistency had.
Okay.
Now, but the beginning paragraph, he started with the present simple, then he shifted to past. So there is clear shifting, consistency of shifting. Now, in undergraduate diploma and skills, so highest figures for women and men were reported in undergraduate diploma. Of course, undergraduate diploma, we have a lot, especially in Iraq. And where? Postgraduate, maybe? Skilled vocational here. That this is also, we can say there is extreme difference between females and males when it comes to skilled vocational diploma. We can just report that because it's very striking here.
Yeah.
An undergraduate diploma and skilled vocational diploma respectively. I highly recommend you use this word respectively.
Okay.
You can say here additionally, there was, see, now we're just analyzing this model from grammatical point of view and see how they structure in a very simple wording this paragraph. So there was a significant difference. So the word difference and difference are used respectively here. Between the proportions, the word proportions of males, where is he bringing this word proportion from? I think this is from his own, see?
No, it wasn't mentioned.
Proportion.
So it is here.
So he's just rephrasing part of the statement in the of males and females in skilled vocational. So there is a significant difference. Why is significant difference? لأنه هاي الشهادات المهنية أخذوها الرجال أكثر. You see? يعني it's almost 90%. You see? يعني males got around 90%. Now, moving on. Are we clear so far?
Yes.
Very clear, very simple. It's like a piece of cake, but you just need to snatch or steal the majority of words from the statements and you just put it in your own words, but you just need to rephrase them differently. Skilled vocational diploma with the former. Now he's using the former. See, this is very smart. Just because he doesn't want to, well, he tries to avoid repetition.
Yeah. So like he's not saying skilled vocational diploma again.
So the former represents males or females?
Sorry, there was a significant former, which is the males.
Of course.
No, females. No. With former standing first.
See, the former
94 males.
If you do not know why, because it's 90%. If we go
to
90%,
yes,
it's for males. Shifting to the next, the disparity between the two figures. The two figures refers back to males and females. We call them figures. We call them percentages. We call them numbers. We call them percentile. We can call them what else? Proportions. The disparity, we just need to know the word disparity, was almost the same. Now he showed here the differences. Now he's referring to the same. And then here he's going back to refer to some similarities here. Was almost the same. Almost the same in undergraduate diploma. So let's go to undergraduate diploma. They are not the same, but I cannot.
They are not the same, yes.
And he's referring to the disparity, tabayin. Tabayin, almost the same.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, that's right. Disparity is the same. Not the percentage.
Not the percentile, yeah. And postgraduate. However, see, comma. Remember, however, comma. However, almost followed by comma. However, comma. However, comma. We just keep that in mind. While in the former. Now again, the former refers to what? The former women had the highest share with 70% men, accounted for the largest, he's using the word accounted for the largest percentage in the latter with 70. When he's referring to 70, he's referring to what? Undergraduate diploma. He's referring to postgraduate diploma. So here, this is strikingly different. Like females got around 70%. We can choose this as a sort of comparison. Like, think about it. Think out of the box. If I ask you, these are very similar. We can say women accumulated almost 70% of the post-school qualification in Australia in 1992, with respectively the same for postgraduate diploma for males. We can say the former and the latter, referring to females and males. You just phrase it in your own words, like it's very simple. Women also, I mean, despite the fact that I don't like the word also, I would say additionally women ranked.
Yes.
Because I think the word also is not carrying that heavy lifting kind of academic style. Ranked first in bachelor's. By the way, the person who wrote this got 9 in IELTS. Women also ranked first. See, he's using beautifully the word ranked. Ranked first in bachelor's degree, comma. Remember here, bachelor's degree. Whereas the share of men was lower. حصة الرجال, the share of was lower. Using was. He's very consistent. He's very consistent here. By a narrow margin. Oh my God. See, a narrow margin. يعني هامش ضئيل. 55 to 45 respectively. Okay. In contrast, the master's degree, the contribution of females was 2 to third, and high as that of males. As the latter was responsible for the largest share with 60%. The total number is 165 words. So you may be writing less than this, and it becomes less demanding. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Now, enough talking about this. Going back to our point, what I want you to do, I sent you a task for listening. Once you submit the response.
Yeah, sorry. I totally forget about it.
Okay, it's Ramadan, so I understand. It's post-Ramadan traumatic dementia disorder.
Yeah,
so
it is right. Yes.
What I want you to do is, it's temporary dementia. So what I want you to do Finish listening. Send me the score.
Okay.
I want to monitor you.
Okay.
And then the next task is just to write a model answer that is similar to this, but never look at the answer here. Once we develop imitation, we're just imitating. Once we stick ourselves to an imitation model, we are going to perfectly respond to that question in a very professional way. Believe me, it's easy. It's 150 words. They're very straightforward. You just need to look at the chart and describe it in a sequential order. Selecting, by the way, we can write around 3-4 pages description of this chart, but we are only demanded to write 150 words.
Yeah.
Are we good?
Short and brief. Yes.
Are we good?
Yeah, we are good.
I'm waiting for your listening. Finish listening. I will send you the PDF of the whole narrative here, because it has some other exercises that we are going to discuss. So for your access to have a look at it and understand it, and then we will take some of them. But first of all, I just need to finish the listening task and send it to me. Good.
Sorry, I missed the last part. Sorry.
I said I will.
I missed the last.
I will send you a PDF.
Part. Yes.
But first of all, I just want you to finish the listening, and then we will continue doing this exercise until I will give you feedback, of course, on your response. And then we will determine out of 9 how much you get. And then build on that.
Okay.
Perfect?
That's good.
Awesome. So thank you so much, Zainab, and I look forward for your response for the listening section.
Okay, inshallah. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Have a good night.
And enjoy your evening. Say hi to Jafar.